What happens when you take a quiet, religious kid from a small farm in Indiana and give him a camera, a massive bank account, and a complete lack of fear? You get Cody Detwiler, a man who turned destroying $400,000 supercars into a multi-million-dollar business. But before the lawsuits and the viral mugshots, who was the real WhistlinDiesel? Today, we're going back to the beginning to see how the villain of the car community was actually made. Born on July 18, 1998, Cody grew up in Argos, Indiana. This wasn't a suburban lifestyle. It was a life built on manual labor. Growing up in a strictly religious Mennonite background, Cody was raised with a heavy emphasis on hard work and doing it yourself. While most kids were playing video games, Cody was working in construction and on farms, learning the mechanics of heavy machinery. The detail everyone misses, this upbringing is exactly why he's so good at destroying things. To break a machine effectively, you first have to understand exactly how it's built. In 2015, Cody uploaded his first video. It wasn't a high-budget stunt, it was just a teenager with a truck. But he noticed something quickly. The car community was incredibly sensitive. If he scratched a rim or got a truck dirty, people lost their minds. That's when the WhistlinDiesel persona was born. He realized that controversy is a currency. By 2019, he released the infamous "The Reason I Destroy All My Trucks" video. He wasn't doing it because he was rich. He was doing it to prove that most truck enthusiasts were just posers who cared more about shiny paint than actual utility. He was the first creator to treat a $100,000 truck like a $500 beater, and the internet couldn't look away. The transition from farm kid to global phenomenon happened when Cody stopped just destroying trucks and started building monsters. He created Monster Max, an 8-wheel drive behemoth that he famously drove into the ocean, resulting in a $5,000 fine that he treated like a minor business expense. But 2023 changed everything. Cody bought a Ferrari F8 Tributo just to see if he could break it. When the car eventually caught fire in a Texas cornfield and burned to a crisp, it wasn't just a video. It was a declaration of war against elitist car culture. This led to his 2025 arrest in Tennessee for alleged tax evasion tied to that very Ferrari. He went from a farm in Indiana to a jail cell in Tennessee, all while maintaining his W streak on YouTube. Despite the wealth and the trillion-dollar jokes, Cody's early life had its share of hardship. In 2022, the Detwiler family lost Andy Detwiler, known to the internet as the harmless farmer. Though a different branch of the family, the loss resonated through the farming community that Cody still calls home. Today, Cody lives in Tennessee, far from the Indiana farm, but he still carries that Midwestern worker chip on his shoulder. He's a man who has everything, but acts like he has nothing to lose.
I don't care about the car. It's fine. Just keep it from spreading onto the field, okay?
Yeah, back up. Get away. Get away. Get away.
Hey, keep this fire off the field. That's what I got. Okay. Fire. I don't know. Guys, we f***ed up.
Sorry.
Wow. Okay. I just lost $500,000. Hard loss, but I can't say what's gonna happen.
Cody claims he's just showing people that these expensive cars aren't as tough as the manufacturers say. But with the FBI and the IRS now breathing down his neck, has the joke finally gone too far? Is he a genius who exposed the car industry, or just a guy who got too rich for his own good? Let me know in the comments. Are you Team WhistlinDiesel or Team Ferrari? It's been over 2 years since the infamous Waco cornfield incident, where Cody's Ferrari F8 Tributo spontaneously combusted for 16 million views. But while the car turned to ash, the paper trail didn't. In November 2025, Cody was indicted on 2 felony counts of tax evasion. Why? Because while he lives in Tennessee, that Ferrari was wearing Montana plates. It's the Montana LLC loophole, a trick used by the ultra-rich to dodge sales tax. But for Cody, the state of Tennessee is claiming he willfully tried to cheat them out of $30,000. Think he'd learn his lesson? Think again. In January 2026, fresh off a flight back to the U.S., Cody was arrested again at a Tennessee airport. Over 25 agents and officers surrounded him for a second warrant related to the same tax case. His crime this time? Purchasing a second vehicle in a different county and allegedly filing a falsified tax return. The detail you didn't see? Cody claims he never received a single letter or warning. He says the state is skipping the paperwork and going straight to the handcuffs just to make an example out of him. He's currently out on a massive $2 million bond, which he's paying for by selling t-shirts of his own mugshot. Peak business move or a desperate legal play? This isn't just about sales tax. Cody has been poking the nest for years. Remember 2022? He was hit with criminal charges for reckless operation on a jet ski and spent thousands fighting the DNR. He's jumped a Ram TRX over a creek, resulting in a $53,000 fine and criminal charges. The authorities in Tennessee are treating him like a high-profile target because he's advertising how to beat the system to 10 million people. He's currently facing Class E felonies, and if a judge decides his Montana loophole was actually fraud, the internet's most chaotic creator might be trading his $25 million garage for a 6x8 cell. Cody's response to the arrests? He's calling it the enormous backfiring in history. He's turning his court dates into content and the IRS into his latest durability test. But as we move into mid-2026, the stakes are real. You can buy a new Ferrari, but you can't buy back your freedom if the state decides you've pushed the villain persona too far. Cody says he's 100% innocent and that the state is just jealous of the views. But using a Montana LLC to dodge $30,000 in taxes is actually a crime, or is Tennessee just mad they didn't get their cut? Let me know in the comments. Do you think Cody is going to beat the case, or is the taxman finally going to be the one thing WhistlinDiesel can't destroy?
That sucks.
That does suck.
That was a house. All the people in the comments are gonna be like, oh, he was like is staged or something. Dude, I don't even know where we're at right now.
The beef started with a 2020 Ferrari F8 Tributo. If you buy that car in Tennessee, the taxman takes about $30,000. But Cody used the Montana LLC loophole, a legal gray area where you register the car in a state with 0% sales tax. The unnecessary trivia: Cody actually kept the Montana plates on the Ferrari while he drove it into a Texas cornfield and watched it burn to a crisp. The state of Tennessee watched that video too. They didn't care about the fire, they cared about their missing $30,000. In November 2025, 6 cops showed up at Cody's door and hauled him away in cuffs. Cody's defense? I never got a single notice to pay. But then it got weirder. On January 25, 2026, Cody landed at a Tennessee airport after an international trip. He was immediately surrounded by 25 armed agents and arrested again. This time, it was a separate warrant for a second vehicle. The state is effectively serial arresting him county by county. Unnecessary detail: Cody was released after just 50 minutes in his second arrest, but not before he took a mugshot where he is smiling so hard it looks like a fan meet and greet. While facing Class E felonies, what does Cody do? He builds a 115,000-pound replica of the Killdozer. The trivia? He actually spent $5,000 to buy the original hatch from Marvin Heemeyer's 2004 Rampage to use as inspiration. The state is so rattled, they've placed a limited gag order on him. They claim he's pontificating and riling up his 13 million followers to taint the jury. Cody's response was peak WL energy. He started selling mugshot merch for $45 a pop, claiming he's profiting off the state's incompetence. He even did a $1,300 oil change on the Killdozer and purposely spilled it all over his new shop floor just to show he doesn't care about the money.
My wheel, so that's cool. As you can see on the back, we can't really use the wheels again. Look at this circuit board. That was like my dash. Oh, that was my dash. Oh, that's where my speedometer was. Yeah, I love the carbon on this car. It's a really good spec. Oh, the carbon ceramics are good. Hey, those actually are good. Those brakes are untouched. That's the scooter.
No!
Wait, look. Guys, remember me grabbing this out?
I want my scooter, okay? You gotta find my...
I think this is like a metaphorical sign.
It's March 2026, and the villain of the car community is facing his biggest threat yet. Cody Detwiler isn't just fighting Ferrari or the squatted truck kids anymore. He's fighting the state of Tennessee in a criminal case that could end his career. With 2 arrests in 3 months and a staggering $2 million bond, is Cody Detwiler finally about to trade his supercars for a jumpsuit? While most of us were celebrating the new year, Cody was being surrounded by 25 armed agents at a Tennessee airport. On January 25, 2026, just moments after landing back in the US from an international trip, Cody was handcuffed for the second time in 90 days. The charge? More counts of willful tax evasion. The state claims he didn't just dodge taxes on that famous burning Ferrari. They're now digging into every vehicle he's ever registered using the Montana LLC loophole. He's literally hired Sweet James, the most famous billboard lawyer in the country, to fight the case. He's no longer just a guy who breaks trucks. He's the main character in a $1 trillion legal drama. Cody's reaction to being a felon? He made merch. By February 2026, Cody turned his mugshot into a best-selling t-shirt line, claiming the proceeds are going directly to ruining the Tennessee Department of Revenue. But behind the jokes, the walls are closing in. The state has filed a gag order, trying to stop him from talking about the case to his 13 million followers. They argue his mugshot merch and viral rants are tainting the jury pool. Cody's response? He's doubled down, calling the prosecutors jealous and claiming he never even received a notice to pay the $30,000 tax bill before they showed up with guns.
Bro, we need a little duster.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful artifact.
Wow, dude.
It's hot right now.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Hey, no,
You're welcome.
look what's
Holy
chilling.
shit. You are welcome.
Hey, guys.
No!
Wait. Feels smooth.
Despite the legal firestorm, the content hasn't stopped. Cody has officially finished Killdozer 2.0, a 115,000-pound beast designed to replicate Marv Heemeyer's original machine. He's been testing its durability by rolling over everything in his path, all while his lawyers, including the famous Sweet James, fight to keep him out of prison. As of this month, Cody is living a double life. Half his time is spent in high-end legal meetings in Nashville, and the other half is spent in the mud, proving that even a $2 million bond won't stop him from destroying the things we love. Cody Detwiler in 2026 is a man with a $50 million empire and a Class E felony hanging over his head. He's moved from Indiana farm kid to Tennessee fugitive. Whether he beats the case or becomes the most famous inmate in Williamson County, one thing is certain. He's the only person who can make tax evasion look like a viral stunt. Tennessee is going after Cody for $30,000 in unpaid sales tax, but they set his bond at $2 million. Is this a fair legal move, or is the state just trying to tax a YouTuber because they can't handle his success? Drop a W for Cody or an L for the IRS in the comments, and let me know. Would you buy a WhistlinDiesel mugshot shirt to fund his legal war? The state set Cody's bond at $2 million for a $30,000 tax dispute. Is this a fair legal move to stop a menace, or is Tennessee just trying to get a W on the most famous person in their state? Drop a free Cody if you think the tax man is reaching, or tell me, would you trade your Ferrari for a 1-to-1 Killdozer replica?